The next project is a box. And these are so fun because you can just, once you start making these boxes, you start thinking of all the different things that you want to put inside them. So I'm going to refer once again to the chart inside my compartment, boxes. And I think I want to make a box that is 5 by 5 by 3.5 inches. And this chart tells me I should start with my paper, 12 by 12. And then I'm going to, for the base of the box, because we're going to make a base and a lid, at the base we're going to score 3.5 inches and 8.5 inches. So, let's just take my paper here. So here's my 3.5. Let's score that down. And then 8.5. Then I'm going to turn the paper 90 degrees and do the same thing one more time. And again, this step-by-step instruction is also in the brochure and in the packaging that comes with the scoring board. So once again, 3.5 and 8.5. And then once you've done the scoring, then you're going to cut. And for the sake of saving time, I'm going to show you a piece that I've already done. So here's our piece that's already cut. We have the score lines that go here and here. Now we're just going to cut the flaps. So you can see these two are cut and these two are cut. And then we can go ahead and fold all those flaps in. Just fold along all the score lines that we just made. You can see how this box is already starting to come together. So your flaps will go in on the sides, and that top flap will come down. You'll apply some adhesive so that the flaps stay together and so that the flaps are nice and secure over the box. And your finished box will end up looking like this. This is the same size box, it just has the adhesive already applied. And then to make the lid, you follow the same process, but there's one little detail that you need to pay attention to, and that is, if you look on this chart with the boxes, over here on the far right column is the measurements to score for the lid. It says score for lid, and there's a little asterisk, and off to the side is an asterisk, and it says shift left side of paper to line up with arrow mark. So what that means is you're going to take that sheet of paper for the lid. If you look in the upper left hand corner here, you'll see a little arrow next to the 0. You're just going to shift your paper over ever so slightly so that the edge lines up with that line there, and then you'll proceed scoring just as the chart says to do. And again, it's the same measurements, 3.5, oh, it's not quite the same, I'm sorry, 3.5 and 8 5/8. So 3.5 goes there. 8 5/8 is going to be 1 over from 8.5, because 8.5 is 8 4/8, right? So then this is 5/8. And then we come over 1 and do that. And then again, you'll follow that same process. After you turn the paper 90 degrees, line this edge of the paper up with that arrow mark rather than all the way over to the end. 3.5, 8 5/8. And then you'll follow that same process to cut the flaps, to fold them in. And what that does, by shifting the paper over and following those measurements, is it gives you a box lid that is just a tiny bit bigger than your box. And so that lid fits perfectly on top of the box itself, which is really great. So you can make boxes in all kinds of different sizes. There are lots of different measurements inside our storage compartment here. And once you've mastered that, it's really easy to start thinking about other sizes and types of boxes that are not on the chart.